Hi there. I just want to do a video, and at the start I had a picture of Dr. Andrew Kaufman, who's a very good doctor. I don't think I'm going to talk too much about him, but all I will say is that he's one of the very good medical doctors out there, um, who spoke out against this coronavirus. There is no coronavirus, and you know you might laugh at that all you want, but Dr. Andrew Kaufman, he done research into this, and he said that, and he proved, he went back to the original records, and even the people in China, their records even said that it only had a 79% chance of existing. It only had a 79% chance of being the cause of illness, right? Um, and I'll tell you, if people want to say, oh, why are people dying then? Well, this is what happens when you deprive people, cancer patients and other hospital patients, of treatment, or patients that are ill. If you don't give them their treatment, you're gonna die. This is what they've been doing. I know this because my mum, she's in hospital now as well. Is always in and out of hospital for diabetes, complications or whatever regarding that. And she tells me and has told me what's happening in the hospitals. And she said one guy, this is a few weeks ago, she said he had lung cancer. And guess what they put there? And she overheard the hospital, the nurses and that talking, and the doctors saying, "Oh, we'll put COVID-19 down." This is what they've been doing. It's pretty simple. If you create a fake pandemic, and you get your doctors to focus absolutely on COVID, pretty much, and then so you're not treating other illnesses. What that's going to do is the people that are already ill of other illnesses, they're going to get really sick, right? And then they're going to die, right? And then all they've been doing is putting COVID on the death certificates. It's very simple. It's so simple, right? It's very simple, and so you create, and then you get the cameramen and the TVs and everything to take videos of people being ill, dying of cancers and other deadly things, but you're telling them it's coronavirus, and then this is how you make the numbers up, and this is what the hospitals have been doing. Like I say, my mum's in the hospital all the time, so she tells me what's going on. So I've got inside information, and this is just like local. This is just local where I live, and I would have thought that wouldn't have happened here, but this is what's going on. Putting COVID on people that don't have it, and they were dancing because of it. And why do you think a Conservative Party, the leader of the Conservative Party, Boris Johnson, would tell you to clap for the NHS? Because it's all part of the plan. What is going on is a depopulation plan. This video will probably get taken down. Um, you know, but, and that's another thing, what's happening just now is they're slowly deleting our freedoms and rights, bit by bit. And then Scotland are making it mandatory to wear these masks. And these face masks, I've seen many doctors say it, and it's obvious. And what they say is that they're very bad for you because you're constantly breathing your own toxins. Surgeons use them for an operation, but as soon as the operation finishes, I bet you they take them off. But yeah, if you cover your nose and mouth? If I put my hand over my nose and mouth, I'm only able to then breathe in my own toxins. And that creates a toxic immune system in your body. Common sense. And what's the point in that? To create a toxic immune system. What's the point in the social distancing? The social distancing, because we're used to interacting with each other's bacterias, we're not used to that now. So the whole it's all planned. So that when you interact again, you've got illness. That's what they're trying to create, illness. So that there's death. They know that with the older people especially, that once people, once people are basically toxic immune systems, you'll kill off a lot of people. It's all planned. Remember, everything comes from the top. Um, everything comes from the top. And what is the top? Well, the top is everything goes by energy. Everything goes by a frequency. The politicians can't be there if the frequency doesn't allow them to be there. Remember, this is science fact that energy manifests the physical, the illusion of the physical. So we change the situation by not by demanding, protesting. You change it by, it's a very old thing, by going within yourself. Change, like the Man in the Mirror song by Michael Jackson. Change you. Look at this. That's the person that can change you, the world, your world. And then you change your energy. You change your awareness state, and that's frequency. And all frequency interacts with each other. And then once we change the energy of the planet, we change everything. I just thought I would add that in there, But back to the COVID, it's just a complete scam. There is no COVID-19, and it's madness. What this is it's it was said beforehand. People like David Icke predicted it 30 years ago. The mark of the beast, and what they're doing just now is they're slowly trying to implement mandatory this, mandatory that, and it's all leading to the mandatory vaccinations. That's what it's all leading to. That noise that I just made, that was me clicking my fingers, by the way, just in case you didn't know what that noise was. I've done that since I was a child. But anyway, moving on. Regarding this pandemic, it's actually sick when you think about it, that what they're actually doing. But you see, the politicians, they don't really know where it's coming from. They think it's their own ideas. You see, but where it's coming from, where these craziness... Why do you think David Icke said 30 years ago all this was happening? Because he was tapping into an energy field that was giving him the information. Right? Everything's energy. He done research, right? But it's an energy within him, an emotion, that made him even do that. Everything is that. And what my point is that these politicians are manifested from a certain frequency. And it's the demonic system, like you got a pyramid. And the demonic system is, people call it the Illuminati. But the Illuminati at its core is just a demonic energy field hanging at the top of the pyramid. And that manifests a little bit lower down, the people, the billionaires, right? And then and they fund all these different organizations like Black Lives Matter, different cults. And that's how it's coordinated. And now they're desperate to get to their end goal. And the reason why is because they're terrified of a global awakening. Because the demonic forces that is unseen, that don't want themselves to be seen, if a spiritual awakening means the end for them, right? Because demonic entities feed off of fear, anxiety, all these different kind of terrible emotions. When you watch a film, that kind of exorcism kind of movies, Exorcist or something, the demon is feeding off the fear. You always see the child that's possessed is afraid. And that's what these demons feed off of. Right? And what kills them is unity and love. When you watch it, like the Poltergeist movies, it's all about they're trying to split them up. Yes, because it creates that anxiety. They feed off of that kind of energy. And that's really what coordinates the politicians. Right? When someone wants to be a politician, it's because of this demonic force that's giving them, that's making them think that. When you get pedophiles, this is that as well. Why am I saying all this? Well, and how do I know this? Well, because I had an unexpected spiritual awakening. And after that, once I had that awakening, I was then able to feel and interact with all the energy that exists, dark and light, because you're open now to everything. And then I started to understand about demons, about how it is, and then I find out that this is what other people say. It could be priests say it about demons, demonologists, and experts in that say the same things. Because I had an unexpected spiritual awakening. So, and after that point of that big awakening, you're tapping into relentless knowledge, and I had that awakening because of what we're going through on this planet. My job is to be an example. Um, and so it's not about a virus. It's about an excuse to make vaccines mandatory. Um, and that's it. It's a fake pandemic. It's a fake pandemic. Another thing that'll make people ill is the 5G also. Do you know that I'll end the video with this, that in 1918 was the rollout of radio wave technology. In 1918 we had Spanish flu. 1979 was the rollout of the first generation 1G. 1979 we had an influenza pandemic. In 1991 was the rollout of 2G. 1991 we had a cholera pandemic. In 1998 we had 3G. 1998 was another flu pandemic. 2009 we had the rollout of 4G, a swine flu pandemic. In 2019 we had the rollout of 5G. 2020 we have the apparent COVID-19. So yes, people are going to be a little bit sick from that. You mix the ordinary flu or cold with that, and you're going to get something very deadly. Remember, when you have a cold anyway, in the cold winter months, for example, it's a very delicate illness you've got. And if frequency interacts with that, I could imagine it creating something like this that's very deadly. I was very ill in February. My mum thinks I had the coronavirus, but I personally don't think that it exists. I just don't think it exists at all. Someone said to me a while ago that saying that you think is clueless. No, it's not. It's not. It's not clueless at all. But it's like what I always say, that your perception of me is the reflection of you. And that's all we can perceive, and that's another thing that happened in this awakening. I was talking about my awakening, that everything's becoming a mirror. But that's what this COVID-19 crap is there for. It's because there's not just me awakening. The whole planet is going through a spiritual awakening. A demonic forces that controls governments and the politicians. See, these politicians are demonically possessed, and but they're just used for a little while, until there's no point in them using these people anymore. They use their energy, and that's what's going on. I just wanted to do a video on what's really happening, and it was planned. It was planned, but it was also, David Icke said it 30 years ago. That's why when David Icke does a video with Brian Rose of London Real, when they do a live stream, it's always the biggest live stream when they do one in the world. But I wouldn't be surprised if this video was taken down, but for what I've said. But I'm just going to leave it there. If you want to check out latest stuff regarding me and the things I talk about, videos, etc., do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening.